Welcome back, CAD users. Now that you've created the base for your jig assembly, base parts, I should say, this is what it's going to look like when we do the assembly for it. We're going to kind of do this in a few different steps, but you can see the nice part about this assembly is that when you're done, this is the only part really that's going to move, and it kind of does that by design. The rest of them are fastened in here, and we'll do that over the course of a couple of different videos. So to start with, I'm going to take us back to our jig part. I have to find it, so give me 1 second. Okay, so I found my basic jig assembly parts. You should have all of them in the same file: your base, your center plate, and your end bracket. And those are the parts you're going to need. We're going to go down at the bottom here and we're going to click Assembly 1. That's going to take us to the part where we can start to insert these and put them together. Once you've opened this, go ahead and click on the Insert. You should see these parts because they all are in the same document. Let's go ahead and bring in the base. And we're going to bring in 2 end brackets. You can kind of just bring them in and drag them in. And we'll stop there for now. We don't need to bring in the center plate just yet. So I'm going to green check that. We can bring that in later. And I'm going to just put those in there. So let's play around. So you can kind of see I'm holding my mouse down and then using it, and it helps to have a actual mouse, so this, not just using your trackpad. And I'm moving these parts around. The first thing we really want to do, this part here can just kind of line up on the top of this, and we're going to mate that so that it's in the right spot. But this one over on this side really needs to rotate. So when you click on this part, you should see that it has the ability to bring up these arrows, and these are rotation arrows. So you can play around with this, but you'll see that this arrow slides it back and forth, or up and down, or left and right. And then in the front, where it has this like circle with a little lines through it, that is going to allow us to rotate. And we want to rotate this 180 degrees. So you can either do it manually or you can type it in, and that will get us in the right orientation so that these two parts can go on there. The next thing we're going to learn how to do is add a mate. So ultimately, before we do that, this base piece right here, this is going to be kind of our grounding mechanism, or the part that we fix in place. So I'm going to right click this, and there comes up a menu. I'm going to hit this fix. And what that does then is it keeps me from being able to move this part around. You can fix one part in your assembly, and I am going to unfix the other one. So you can see over here, part 1, which is our base, is fixed, and then our 2 end plates are no longer fixed. So I think it auto fixes like whatever the base was, but we're going to do that. And now let's kind of isometric this, hit the front view. Let's go ahead and add a mate. So there's some different mates at the top. The 2 most common ones that we will be using is called a planar mate. That means that 2 flat parts of your part will be mated together, and a cylindrical mate, where we put bolts and screws and different things into slots that are cylindrical. So let's start with a planar mate. When we click on it, it's going to bring up this box. I'm going to bring this up to the top so you can see it. And it says, what would you like to mate together? So you have to pick 2 things. We're going to pick this part. And you can see when I hover over it, it's like, oh, do you want to pick it here at this hole? Do you want to pick the center? Do you want to pick this hole? We're going to just pick the center for now, because we're doing a planar mate. and that's the surface we want to mate it on. We want to mate it to the bottom of this surface, so we can pick this hole, but we're not going to do that. We're going to pick the center, and it's going to then put the two flat pieces that we've clicked on together, and we will green check that. And then I'm going to go back into my isometric view. It opens up another planar mate, which then we can go ahead and do on the other side, but I'm going to red check that just to show you that now that we've done this, these two parts have to line up in this plane. They can still move. We haven't done anything to keep them from that, but we can now say that they will be in the same line, the bottoms of them. Let's go ahead and add in a planar mate now for this other side. So I'm going to click on this piece and this one, and we're going to planar mate those. And now I can click out of that and bring that back to about there. And those will be lined up. And now we can bring in, what we're going to do is actually bring in some more parts now that we've kind of lined up those planar mates. And we're going to actually start with some standard content where we're going to bring in the two screws that we saw that kind of hold it in place here and over here. And so we want to come in, we're going to use some ISO screws. We want to go to bolts and screws. We don't want a hex head screw, we want a socket head screw. And I have to look up my size. We're going to go to an M12, so you should be able to find that. And the length on our screw, I'm double checking, is going to be 35, so this is the correct length, so we're going to change that length. And we're going to make sure it's threaded all the way through, and you'll see this is what it looks like. We're going to hit the insert key, and we'll drag in one screw, and we'll hit the insert key again. And it kind of flipped mine upside down. So if you can get it to line up like this, that's great, because it'll kind of planar mate it, but those are the two screws we're going to bring in to begin with. And so what we're going to do, we're going to add some cylindrical mates to this. So I'm going to come up here and hit cylindrical, and I want to make sure that I'm coming in here. You can hit the top of this, and then that'll push that in there. And then it asks me for the other side. So I'm going to cylindrical mate this. And I'm going to hit the top. And then I'm going to red check out of there. It looks like this one is angry at me, so let me get rid of make sure I move that up. And I accidentally had a mate in there that I didn't expect to have, so that's that part. Okay, and then we really want this to go all the way through. So now what you're gonna see is that you can kind of push this, but we're gonna screw it in a little bit further. So I'm gonna move this back, and you can see there's like a threading in there. We're gonna add another cylindrical mate, and we're going to select the screw and this, and we're gonna actually move this part up so that we're in that right frame. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. I'm going to move this part, go to the cylindrical mate, select our screw, green check that, and then we'll move that up. And our screw doesn't know that it can't go all the way through, so we are going to add in one more mate. Oops, not that one. We're going to add in a planar mate here on both sides. Sorry, I did that one. I'm going to do this one slower so you can see it. So I'm going to tell it I want it to planar mate this to the top of the screw. And there we go. So this is basically now fully attached. We can rotate this around until we put the other screw in, but it's not going to let us move that around. And so we now kind of have the base ends fastened. We're going to add in the center plate and do the other screws and bolts that hold that in the next video. If you have any questions with the planar mates or some of these cylindrical mates that we've put in here, come see me. I can show you how to do one of these live, and then you'll kind of see where you're at. You can always, if you get stuck, delete a singular mate and then go back and recreate it. Sometimes the mates will give you an error and you can delete them and reconnect them.